G'day my friends, Marty, we're here from martysgarden.com.au on the micro farm here in Australia in the mid-north coast, New South Wales. Welcome to another vlog. Welcome new people, new subscribers, and all you cool cats out there who've been following me for some time. I'm super grateful that you come and watch each and every show. So in today's vlog, what I'm doing is I'm going to be rescuing the cocoons because I'm getting large numbers from all the beautiful rain that we've been having here, because it's just a lovely day. I got up early and checking out the sunrise, taking in all the flowers and the aroma, checking out the frangipani, listening to the birds and getting ready for the day. And so I'm going to take you through my day and show you how I'm doing the cocoons and bringing them indoors and saving my stocks right here on the micro farm. And guess what? We're going to listen to some music and show you what's going on.
Do you remember those long summers? We played water fights, stayed up at night and dreamed of ways through the world. I still remember the first time I kissed you, the look on your face as I grazed your lips with my lips. Our worlds collided. Those were the days when everything was possible. Our dreams were alive, we had a fire inside. Those were the days. Those were the days. I'll always remember that cold night you told me we're not two, but we're gonna be three. In 8 months we'll be a family. Those were the days when everything was possible. Our dreams were alive, we had a fire inside. Those were the days. Right from the beginning, I knew that I loved you. Girl, we've got something amazing. It's just me and you, still so much to do. Right from the beginning, I knew that I loved you. Girl, we've got something amazing. It's just me and you, still so much to do. We've been together for as long as I can remember. We have history, made memories. I choose you and me, baby. These are the days, and everything's still possible. Our dreams are alive, we've got that fire inside. These are the days.
So here's the breeding box. 2 containers that I've been putting the worms into. We've also got a bit of a family of lorikeets going on here on my front lawn, having a bit of a feed. And they're being nice to the miner bird for a change. This guy here, the noisy miner. See how green the grass is? It's unreal, it's all coming back. So let's get back to the story now, to our vlog. And here is the breeding box, the new one that I'm going to be starting out, where all the cocoons and the worms came from outside. We're doing a worm rescue. So I'm going to pour this whole lot out, the rest of it here. That'll be nearly enough. We'll be able to see cocoon numbers in here. And then I'm going to pour some across onto the black so you can see. And now we've got, you can see them on top there, the little golden yellow ones. You can see worms wriggling around in there. How cool is that, seeing that little worm go? So this is a foam box, no holes in it. And what I've got in layers is I've got biochar, just a thin layer. Then I have some newspaper, quite thick, and then about 2.5 centimeters, a bit more of an inch than an inch maybe, of the compost from outside. So the microbiology's moved across from the compost that the worms are used to. And then I've got the recycled cocoa peat on top. And next I will be putting the horse manure in here. Now you can see there's lots of little sticks and twigs and roots and things like that. The worms, they love to eat all that stuff, and that'll be food for them, because these breeding boxes, I don't overly feed them like you do a normal worm farm. I just put the cocoa peat in there. So the old cocoa peat, you can see like all these root materials through it. They're going to feed all through that. And the little baby worms love feeding on all that material as well. And obviously all the worms do. And once I release the worms into here with the cocoons, I'll then cover it over with the old horse manure. So the first step is to add all the worms from the breeding boxes. Get them nice and thick in there, happy. Then we're going to add the soaked horse manure, aged horse manure. After that, just a little bit, like a handful. This stuff's the gold, man. This stuff's the bomb. Can you guess what it is? Rock minerals. If you don't have any rock minerals, a little bit of coffee, that'll work, because it's got some minerals in it, and it's also got some grit. You can throw eggshells in there. Crushed up eggshells are better, because we've got really very small worms, and it takes a long time for that to break down. So what we've got in here all up is we've got quite a good range of elements in here to breed up the biology. We've got the biochar mixed through and at the bottom level to actually attach the microbes to give them homes to live on. Then we've got the cocoa peat above some newspaper, which is soaked down, which they'll feed on that as well, and the water will sump down onto that. We don't want to get these too wet, because we don't want to get it anaerobic. It just stays just lightly moist. Cow manure, actually not cow manure, horse manure on top. Then a sprinkle of the rock mineral dust. And finally, not least, we need to add something that is very vital to the system to stop it from drying out and to stop it from escaping. Now, we need to use rainwater for all this. And this is a old cotton blanket, an old granny blanket, started to fall apart in my cupboard. I've been using it for years on my bed. Love to recycle, holds a lot of moisture, and it actually has holes in it to breathe, and they can get through and move through it, and eventually they just start eating it, and you just put another one on top once you see that it's starting to decompose. And there you have it. A breeding box that can go indoors, and when it starts to dry out, all you do need to do is get a little hand sprayer, get a bit of a spray like that, throw a bit of extra cow manure or horse manure on top, tiny little bit of food, maybe some rice grains or things like that, and just occasionally get rainwater and soak the blanket and put it back in, and make sure it's just moist. Stick your finger in there, have a look. If it's moist, if it's getting dry spots, you just need to get in there and give it a spray. Whatever you do, don't pour water in here, because you don't want it sumping all to the bottom. There's no holes for it to get out. No way for the worms to escape other than straight up, and they're pretty happy, so they just stay in here. So I'm pretty happy with what's going on here in the worm cave, considering it's my first time farming indoors and, you know, raising cocoons, raising babies in these types of foam boxes and different trays and things. So if you'd like to see how I'm actually creating the trays, let me know in the comments box down below, and if I get a fair bit of interest in that, I will make a video showing you how I put those together. Now that the drought's broken here, well, it's been raining quite a lot, I don't have to worry so much about the numbers in the windrows, but I do want to get as many cocoons out of there as possible and some worms, so when I'm actually composting again and doing those bags, selling a bag run, that I won't lose all the cocoons into the sold. Last year I was selling bags that had 10,000 cocoons in it, and you know how much that's worth just in cocoons, and they were buying $10 bags of compost with 10,000 cocoons in each one, which is just insane, because 1,000 worms sells for $50 at Bunnings, right? So a lot of worms, right? A lot of worms. But anyway, I put a lot of worms in a lot of gardens. Hopefully they survive through the drought if people are mulching and watering well. But getting back to the story, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep carrying on here inside the worm cave, out in the windrows, keep developing the micro farm, and keep getting out the content for you guys. I'll have another video coming out in a week or so regarding to the grow table again. I was just a bit sick and run down and had not much time to myself, and so had to have a bit of a break and a rest. But all back good now and feeling great. So if you want to learn more from me, make sure you subscribe before you go. Leave a comment down below and a thumbs up, a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel and the algorithm, and I really love hearing from you. Anyway, here comes the flexi hand. Are you ready? Music. See you at the next video real soon. Bye for now. Here on the Midnight Click. Blah blah blah. Do a compost run for my friend Fruit Tree Fellow who sells compost. Well, it's compost. I should say compost. What did I say that for? Back from in here and bring up my numbers again, or hold. It gets another blooper.
Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.